All right, so here we are for episode number 5 of Boast-Cast. Today we are interviewing a YouTuber that goes by the name The LA Explorer. We're going to dive into some of the videos that he creates as well as his influence in the cosplay scene down in LA. Mind introducing who you are?
Yes, my name's Armando, and I'm just going to leave it at my first name for that, and I call myself The LA Explorer. That's also the name of my channel.
Very cool, very cool. So, initially, I just want to ask, what made you want to get into YouTube?
Well, I started video editing when I was 15. I just did it as a hobby after school. I made skate videos with my friends, and then I made just like little short films with my friends. And this was a long time ago, back with, I don't know if you remember Final Cut Pro. Before Final Cut Pro, there was some other editing softwares. Yeah. I'm kind of old. People usually don't guess my age, but I'm 30.
Oh,
so,
really?
I'll be turning 31 this month.
Wow, you got some good genetics, guy.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So yeah, people usually think I'm younger. I don't know. Some people guess my age, so I don't want to be too like, oh, I'm so young looking.
No, you're
but
good,
anyway,
man.
Yeah. I digress. So I started out back in, I believe it was 2003, somewhere around there. When I was in high school, I signed up for classes at a community college down the street from my house, and they taught me how to edit, and they had little cameras there that you could borrow and rent out, and I just fell in love with it, and immediately I just knew what I wanted to do in the future. So in the future, I actually did, like, when I turned 18, I started as a PA, which is a production assistant for those of you who don't know, for a Spanish television show, and from there, I became an editor, and then I've just been an editor. That's my current position.
Okay.
My current Yeah, that's what I do for a living. So I do that, and naturally, I still wanted to make my own videos. I didn't want to just edit videos for this show or this TV station or this commercial. I wanted to make my own. So YouTube was the perfect outlet for me to continue creating my own videos.
That's totally understandable. Definitely want to stay true to where you started and just do your own thing. But making money doing what you love is nothing to argue with. But that's really cool that you just got into it through a hobby, skating with your friends, and now you have it as your career. So that's really cool. I was going to ask, but you kind of already went over it. So YouTube isn't your full-time career as of now, but is that something that you would like to see happen in the future?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if I could just make money and post the videos that I want to make, just recording whatever I want to do, not have it, because sometimes, it is a fun job to work in entertainment, but you're not always so passionate about the type of content that you are editing. It could be a commercial for this corporation, which is just very, or like conveyor belt editing. I was doing, that's what I call it at least. I was doing these short entertainment news videos for a while, and it was just like such a cut and paste format that I just felt like. I don't know if you guys are too young for this, but did you ever watch I Love Lucy?
Yeah,
the reruns way back.
Definitely, yeah, the reruns.
Yeah. I mean, reruns. I think they still play them. I'm not sure. I didn't watch them. I'm not that old to watch them as they were airing.
Yeah. I think that was our grandparents' time.
Right. But there was this one episode where I believe Lucy's working in some sort of chocolate factory, and the conveyor belt is bringing them down, and she has to like box them up or something. So they start coming down too fast, and she either starts eating them or just like throwing them away or doing something ridiculous with them.
Yeah.
So that's kind of that was kind of my situation. They just kept throwing videos at me to edit, and it would just cut and paste, and I was having to just like I wasn't being creative anymore. I was just editing as fast as possible and pumping out as many videos as possible. So in the end, I just ended up quitting, and I just became freelance.
Yeah, that's the way to go, honestly. What was that?
I'm sorry, what was the question again? I feel like I went off on a tangent. I tend to do that.
Oh, go for it.
That was it, man. That was it.
Yeah, you basically answered most of the questions that I had, like, to follow through with that. So that was really cool. I just let you go with it.
Oh yeah.
Something that I was really interested in about was, is this your first experience with a YouTube channel? Is the LA Explorer your first YouTube, or have you had other experiences with channels in the past and you just kind of branched out with this and this has been doing successful? Or do you have others that you still upload on?
This is my main channel. I have other channels that well, this is my first channel. This is my baby, I guess you can say. Which is why it's so all over the place, because I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do when I came up with this channel.
Yeah.
Eventually I had other passions that I wanted to try exploring, and I started YouTube channels for those. However, I found it way too demanding to be able to create content for multiple channels, especially with my criteria, I guess you can say. I get kind of picky with my edits. I don't like to just shoot something that I don't think is pleasing, from an editor's standpoint, from a director's standpoint. I know some people can do like vines or whatever, and then they could just like smash them all together, and that's their vlog. No offense to anyone that does that. I know a lot of people gain success through daily vlogging but that's not the type of content that I want to put out to my audience.
Right.
So,
yeah. Yours follows like a storyline. From the videos that I've watched of yours, every video has like a full storyline throughout it, like a plot, and it really makes it more interesting to watch, and it keeps your attention you're engaged with it actually, and it's just like it gets you to think rather than just watching a moving picture,
Yeah, thanks, man.
No, for sure. Something else that really struck my curiosity with your channel specifically was how do you go about filming the cosplay videos? Because it's just so steady. You use a gimbal, I'm assuming, and what's your camera setup?
Yeah, I own a GH. Oh no, I don't. Sorry, I own a Sony A7S, the Mark One. But my friend has a Panasonic GH5, and I shoot with both of them. When it's just a daily vlog, I shoot with my Sony A7S, or when it's a low light situation, I shoot with my Sony A7S. And then the each camera can both be mounted on the gimbal. It takes pretty much any DSLR.
Oh, so you can you can mount multiple cameras on your gimbal?
Yeah, there's just a universal what do you call that? Like tripod screw that you can just unscrew and screw a different camera on.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah.
So I swap between them. The GH5 is a newer camera, so it shoots 4K at 60p, which is makes the cosplay videos just look amazing. Which is why whenever there's a convention, I ask my friend just to lend me that camera.
Oh yeah, for sure. You definitely need those like buttery smooth shots with the kind of videography you're getting, and it just it really speaks for itself. You make some magic with that.
Yeah, and the gimbal is just the Zhiyun crane. I forget which version is it. Could be it's probably version 2. It was pretty cheap, which is why I got it. And it's a really good. It's really solid. It's built. It's like aluminum.
Really?
I had another one that was kind of like plastic feeling before, and that one broke on me. That was the Came TV, and then there were some complications. We couldn't find the receipt, but it was still under warranty. But then by the time, they wouldn't cover it because we couldn't find the receipt within the warranty period. So that's just like broken somewhere. I can't get it repaired. Oh, actually, I can get it repaired, but it's gonna cost me I think they said, I don't know, like a few $100. I don't want to put a number on it because I might be misleading people.
Oh yeah, no worries. Yeah, that answered my question about the gimbal. I'm in the market for a new gimbal, so I'll definitely have to look into that one.
Yeah, Zhiyun crane. It's like $400. It's not bad.
How much did you say?
It's like $400.
Okay. Yeah. I'll have to look into that.
It might be Zhiyun. It's Chinese. I don't speak any Chinese.
No, you're good. What languages do you speak? Just curious.
I speak English, Spanish, and I'm learning Japanese right now.
Awesome. Yeah, I noticed in some of your videos, like you get by, like you bought a train ticket, so that's more than I could do.
Yeah, it's broken Japanese, but I can survive. I can't hold a fluid conversation.
Mm.
I can ask like, where's the toilet, or I could buy a train ticket, buy food, of course, beer.
Oh, of course. Yeah,
That was the
definitely.
first thing you learned.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's awesome.
exactly.
Basically, the last question I have for your general YouTube channel is, what was the inspiration behind the LA Explorer? What made you want to create that channel and share your adventures with the world?
Well, basically, I go back to my first PA job. They had me driving, doing errands all around Los Angeles, and I was
Okay.
finding so many interesting places that I'd never been to before. And I was like, wow, LA has all this cool stuff. So then my friends would always come to me for advice, like on the weekend, hey, what do you want to do this weekend? I'm like, oh, there's this interesting bar in this neighborhood, or um, just like this festival that they do every weekend over here. And so I became the go-to guy, and then I would just give all these suggestions to my friends. Then I thought about like, oh, I want to make videos. How about I just grab my camera, make videos about the events, and then upload them on YouTube for any, like, I guess, tourists that are coming to LA. Like, if they have any questions about whether, like, they want any suggestions on where to go to when they come out to LA, they can just click on my channel, watch the video.
Yeah, that's what I assumed, but the way you got into it was a lot more interesting than I thought. It just is something that you really don't think about, and then it's really simple whenever you think of it as LA being a tourist attraction, and then everybody that comes to LA really wants to anticipate their vacation. So you kind of filled the gap for them. So that's really cool.
Yeah, the way I see it
yeah, go ahead.
is there's like, I don't know the number, but I'm sure there's thousands or millions even of tourists that come to LA every year.
Sure.
And it's kind of the flip side. I was researching Japan, and I found YouTubers that were doing something similar in Japan. So I thought, hey, why not do something like this, but for LA, for people that want to come to LA?
Okay. That's really cool.
Yeah, and it's cool too because you're exploring a lot of spots that like aren't the general tourist attraction spots. Because if you're from out of town, you hear about like the certain spots that like everybody goes to. But it seems like you're exploring places that like people may never have even heard of before, which is really cool.
Right.
Yeah. One thing I would suggest for anyone that is coming to LA is you want to plan it around events because honestly, like I have friends that visit from out of town, and if there's nothing going on like on a weekday, then there's nothing going on a weekday.
Yeah.
Usually there's certain days where different organizations hold like food festivals or biking festivals or like 5Ks or something interesting, and you want to look those things up. You don't just come here like on a weekday and expect there to be a lot going on, because sometimes there's actually not.
Was that the inspiration that influenced the cosplay videos? Is that something that you have a personal interest in and you just wanted to share that with your audience and open their eyes to something that they might have never even known about?
Right. So because I'm how do I explain this? So I keep up to date with a lot of the events going on. I have like subscriptions to a bunch of I don't know, like Yelp and Time Out and We Like LA. Those are all like websites that share different events going on around town. And one of the events that came up was Anime Expo. And I was like, well, I have an interest in Japanese culture, and it's in LA, so why not grab my camera and check it out? So the first time I went, I believe, was 2015.
Okay, you've been doing it for a few years then?
Yeah, so I went 2015, I believe, for the first time to my first anime convention, and I could not believe it. It was just so much going on, and I was like, how come I never heard of this? Like, there were hundreds of thousands of people there. For sure, hundreds, maybe thousands of people dressed in costumes. And I was like, this is pretty intense. Like, how come I've never heard of this before? So I made a video of it. And then I just kept going. And those videos actually got the most hits on my channel. So I was like, I'm going to keep doing this. Whenever there's a convention in the area, I'm going to go and I'm just going to make a video. Even though, like, I get some criticism because, like, is it a cosplay channel or is it an LA channel? I'm like,
Sure.
Well, I don't know. This is going off on another tangent. But it's basically whatever I want it to be. That was my final decision. When people kept saying, like, is it, I don't get it, but this convention wasn't in LA. It was actually in, I don't know, Silicon Valley or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Or like if I go to Japan, like, why are you making videos about Japan? Aren't you the LA Explorer? And I'm just like, you know what? It's my channel. I could just make videos about what I want. Because in the end, I am the primary audience. I make videos for Armando.
Of course, yeah.
And I
like
hope
that.
others enjoy them.
No, yeah.
I hope others enjoy it.
I get a kick out of them. I love them. I've been binge watching. I must admit, but I want to get into a little bit more of the cosplay scene and some of your adventures going to Japan and traveling around the world. So let's just take a quick intermission here, and then we'll come right back. Okay?
Sure.
All right. Talk to you soon. All right, and we're back. So we were talking about the cosplay scene and some of the anime events that you go throughout California. I was not aware of that. I thought they were all localized to LA. But you were saying you wanted to do exactly what Armando wants to do. And do you see yourself doing more of these events in the future?
Yes, definitely. Since they do get more views, I guess maybe I'm kind of contradicting myself here, but since they do get more views, it has encouraged me to do more of these kinds of events. Yeah. I'm not going to limit myself to just cosplay events. I'm also going to do, I don't know, I have a San Francisco trip that I shot a while back that I need to edit. I'm going to go to Japan again. I'm thinking about going to London later this year. And then just other LA events.
Do you know of any cosplay events like around the world that you'd go out of your way to go to? Like, say there's one in Japan, would you go like all the way to Japan for just like a cosplay event, or would you try and include a lot more different adventures into that trip?
I would go if something else was going on. From what I've heard,
Oh, okay.
some of the cosplayers actually went to Japan for I forgot what the name of the convention was, but some anime convention. And they said it was really awkward. They said that...
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how much you guys know about Japanese culture, but they're very orderly, like kind of like OCD. So in LA, you have cosplayers walking around the entire convention floor, outside, everywhere, and you can like grab them and do a photo shoot in the garden with them or wherever. From what I hear in Japan is they have a section for cosplayers where that's the only place you're allowed to take pictures, and you basically have a single file line. You take a picture and go. Next person, take a picture, go. And I like same thing, like conveyor belt photo shoot, which I'm not.
So it's just not as fun anymore. They take out the experience that you're kind of formal to and like that your audience is accustomed to.
Right. I couldn't take my gimbal.
It's just like the conveyor belt. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to say anything too bad because I haven't experienced it for myself yet. That's just something from that I heard from somebody else. So I'd give it a shot, but like I said, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go all in.
Yeah, leave the door open, definitely, because you never know. They might not have liked it, but you could still have a different experience, totally.
Yeah, although I have
something that... Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I have heard of some other events in the U.S. that I would consider going to, some in the East Coast. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah, definitely. Yeah, something I was wondering about, since you're never being recorded at these events, do you participate in dressing up and join in on the culture, or do you just go as a videographer primarily?
I dressed up once or twice. Twice. I went.
Nice. What were you?
As the Cookie Monster, actually.
Were you really?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
But it was extremely hot, and I couldn't record when I was wearing the costume. So,
my gosh.
I had to choose. Either I'm gonna be a cosplayer or I'm gonna be a videographer. I can't do both.
Yeah, that makes sense. Actually, I was wondering about that. Mm-hmm. But that's your only experience dressing up so far. It seems like a lot of people put like tons of energy and time into these costumes. Like that's something that I didn't anticipate whenever I first clicked on the video initially. I thought it would be kind of just not as formal and like the production quality that it was. So it's just pretty amazing to see that there's a community of people that all partake in this same kind of a concept. And they really go all out with it, man. Like, I did not expect that.
Yeah, they do. Some of them are very creative, and they make their own characters sometimes. And there's, like, full-timers that have, like, Patreons where that's all they do for a living is they just have people pledge money to watch them make different costumes. And then, like, I think they get access to, like, exclusive photos and videos and things like that.
No, sure.
That's crazy. I didn't even realize that was a thing. Wow, people are just, the Patrons are supporting people's careers just as cosplayers. That's a new generation thing right there. People weren't doing that back in the day.
Right.
That is a gnarly idea.
Yeah, that's a new job right there. I mean, I don't know. That's actually just something, you blew my mind right there because I did not know that was a thing. That's crazy.
Taking a step back, I was wondering, do you have a particularly favorite costume that you've experienced throughout these events? Can you touch on it if you do?
I really like, I feel so bad because I've worked with her before, but I don't know how to pronounce her last name. There's a cosplayer named Danielle, I believe it's Blue. It's like B-E-A, I don't know. I'm not going to try to spell it.
Yeah, the spelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
Danielle Blue. I think her Instagram is Danielle Baloo, B-A-L-O-O. Anyway, she creates like hybrids of like different characters, or she instead of just doing anime characters, she'll do like video game characters, like Spyro the Dragon. She did that. She did a hybrid of Samus.
Oh wow.
Samus and something else. I forgot what the other thing was. She's done some really cool ones, and hers are typically my favorite. Also, I'm sure everyone knows her. If you haven't, you got to look her up. Her name's Jessica Negri. But I haven't been able to get a good shot of her because she's probably the most popular cosplayer in the world, and she is just constantly swarmed by photographers whenever she walks the convention floor. So I'm like,
wow.
I try to get like really smooth shots, and it's impossible, so I don't even like bother shooting her.
No, I'm sure eventually, once you get big enough, I'm sure you're gonna get recognized for these videos, and I assume the end result goal is that you could work for them and maybe like partner up with these events. Is that something that you'd be interested in, or are you just gonna stay as independent contractor as you are currently?
I don't know if I wouldn't mind partnering up with the cosplayers on collaborations and making videos outside of conventions. For example, maybe like a short film where the characters will be like, I guess like a fan film where the characters will be, I don't know, some character from some game, and then they'll be playing it, and then there'll be like a storyline to it. I wouldn't mind creating videos like that and doing like a whole separate channel of that if I can get them to. But the problem with that is that a lot of the cosplayers are constantly bombarded with requests for shoots. So they only do it if like you're a well-known photographer, or if there's like money or some incentive for them to do it. And I don't know if I have a budget that they're willing to work with. I might, offer them something, but I'd rather do it just like what's it called? Like where it's not so much about the money, but just more about the passion. If they want if I come up with an idea and I pitch it to them and they want to be involved in it, then I'm all for I'm all for something like that, starting a project where it's just cosplay videos.
Yeah, you'd be the perfect guy to start up a channel like that, honestly, if you did decide to go that route eventually.
Yeah, I just want to interrupt real quick, just for the fans, anybody out there that might not know. I looked it up because I was curious. Danielle, just from her patrons alone, is making no props to her in every way, but I'm just saying as a fact. It says she's making $15,000 per month off of cosplaying, which I had no idea the market for that was so big. That's crazy.
Wow, that's news to me. I had no idea.
Yeah, and the other girl that you mentioned, was it Nigri?
Yeah.
You said?
Yes.
Yeah, it does not say how much she's making, but she has over 1,000 more patrons than Danielle does. So I mean, we're assuming she's probably making even double that. So I mean, like, good for them that they're doing this. But I did not know that was a thing. That is crazy to me.
Right, and it's
just the money in that.
It's not even mainstream yet. It's still kind of like this cult following. So if they were able to go mainstream with it, you could imagine how much more money they'd be making.
Oh, yeah. Just wait till all the actresses quit and all they start doing is cosplaying because they realize that's where the money's at.
Exactly, just chasing the trends.
Yeah. It's a new thing.
No, this is awesome. It's cool that you got on, like, the level where it's still underground.
Early, yeah, he got in
exactly.
Early.
Well, I don't know.
Did you... Go ahead.
What's that?
I was going to say, did you expect this kind of result whenever you went to the first cosplay event? Did you expect there to be this kind of amount of views on these videos, or did you just go with an open mind and figured it out from there?
I always assumed that there was potential to get views just because I saw the costumes and I found them very interesting myself, and I thought people are probably going to want to watch this, so immediately I started making these videos. As for it becoming like viral, I come from, like, I guess the train of thought that any video could go viral. You could record your cat and he does something funny and then it goes viral.
True.
So
very true.
I always make videos with that in mind. Like, I'm sure you've seen my thumbnails. They're very clickbaity because I want the clicks. I want them to go viral.
For sure, yeah, that's the point. That's the goal at the end of the day, yeah.
YouTube game right there.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's all part of the YouTube game, as Adam just said.
Right. And I've worked in, like I said, in media for many years now, so I know how to make a clickbait thumbnail. I know how to target it and how to market it as well, because just because you make a video doesn't mean it's going to get views. You have to spread it. That's one part that, like, beginner YouTubers have no idea. You have to share your video everywhere. Go into every cosplay forum, every Reddit thread or whatever, and just share it, and like your own videos. Don't be too proud to do anything like that.
Whatever it takes. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Definitely, whatever it takes.
I'm definitely the first like on all my videos, so I'll admit to that. No shame.
On it. It deserves that first like from you. You like your own stuff. You better like your own stuff if you're working on it for that long.
Right. And it also helps boost you in the algorithm, from what I've heard. Like, if I believe it's on Reddit. I'm not sure how it works on YouTube, but if you get a certain amount of likes within a certain time period, an hour or a few hours, then you have a higher chance of getting it pushed up, like, onto a front page or suggested to other viewers.
Huh, that's interesting. What other kind of facts have you found out through your YouTube career that kind of pertain to that same thing, like getting into the algorithm that is YouTube and kind of forcing yourself into the mainstream so that your channel grows because of it? Is there anything kind of interesting that you found through your experiences over the years?
Yeah, so the first, like, I want to say the first 100 subscribers, maybe first 1,000 subscribers are always going to be the most difficult to get, because you have no reach, right? No one's sharing your content because no one knows about it. And so, all right, where was I going with this? Okay, yeah. So there's this subscription service, not that I'm trying to sell anything, but it's called Jump Cut Academy, and I actually participated in it, and they train you on how to be a YouTuber, and they give you all this information. Some I've learned from there, some I learned from my work where we had, like, training courses on YouTube. So there's some, like, I guess in jump cut they call them hacks, but I don't know if they're really hacks. For example, you can do something called front loading, where you type the most searchable keywords into the title, the first like 10 words. That's the one that YouTube will grab as like the most important keywords of your channel. Also, the description counts as keywords, so you type something in the description.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you type something in the description, somebody typed the same thing, and it matches, that might pop up on the search result. But the biggest thing from my experience is having your video suggested to others. The more people that click on your video, the more, and that like it, the more it's going to suggest it to other people. So yeah, suggestions is the biggest one. Search, not so much. Also, what else?
Yeah, you're on a roll here.
Yeah.
I'm eating it up. Yeah, I love it. I'm sure everybody out there listening is definitely taking notes.
I lost my train of thought. I tend to do that sometimes. But yeah, there's a bunch of different hacks.
Yeah, definitely. That's kind of like the only way to get through it, honestly, because like you said, without 1,000 or even 100 followers, you're not really going to be seen. You're kind of microscopic on the spectrum that is YouTube.
Oh, right. So now I remember I lost my train of thought, but now you just reminded me. So after about 20,000 subscribers, supposedly YouTube then just starts blasting your channel and suggesting it to a bunch of people. I've heard. So after about 20,000, which I'm not there yet, but I'm at about 7,000 right now. So hopefully one day
just about halfway there. Yeah,
I can reach that 20,000.
I wonder how true that is, because it would make sense, because that's whenever I start to notice new things in my inbox, and they're right around that sub size. Yeah,
20, 30. That's true.
Oh, and
especially a lot of vlog channels. Yeah, I always notice they have about 30,000 subs, like in that range. That does make sense. They start putting them on blast once they realize they have the fan base to back it up.
And one major thing that I forgot to mention is you should reach out to bloggers and ask them to share your video.
Mm-hmm.
They're always looking for fresh content. So yeah, if you have something that they're looking for that their audience might be interested, they're going to write an article about it and they're going to embed it on their channel or their blog or website or whatever.
Bloggers, yeah. Have you had a lot? Is that where you found most of your luck, like bloggers and Reddit as well?
I have been featured on some blogs. There's some Instagram like cosplay channels that I reached out to that also shared my video. And another beautiful thing about these cosplay videos is I can reach out to every single cosplayer that has a following and say, hey, share my video, just tag me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially the ones that are in it, because like I noticed in your descriptions, you'll always give credit to the models that you or the cosplayers that you have in the videos. So I'm sure if they're in it, they don't mind sharing it because they want people to see them.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Adam just reminded me of something that I was wondering earlier. Do you know these models before you go to these events, or did you have any connection? Did you just meet them on the spot?
Let's back up for a second, because I want the right terminology here. Is it okay to call them models? Is that technically offensive? I don't know. Like I'm curious too.
Let's not step on any toes here.
I don't know. I call them cosplayers, but models is fine. I mean, they do model.
Okay, I just don't want people to be like, they're not models, they're cosplayers, and they start like blasting our inbox like, you guys got it all wrong. Like,
all right, yeah.
Then they'll blast my inbox.
That was some good clarification.
We'll all go down in the same ship.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Ryan. Sorry about that. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, no. Basically, I was wondering if you know any of these cosplayers before you go to the event, or if you just met everybody that are in your videos at the event, or just a little bit of background on that would be interesting.
I don't meet them. Like, there's some that I know because you see the same faces at these conventions. A lot of them, just like me, will just go all over the state, or some of them go all over the country. So you'll see a lot of the same faces, but most of them, I see them that one day. I say, hey, I like your costume. Can I get a shot of you? And then usually they think it's a picture and they're just like frozen. So I'm like, okay, this is video. Can you do some sort of movement? And then they'll do like, I don't know, they'll swing their sword or something. And then I'll walk in there with my gimbal.
Yeah. Yeah, those make for some really cool shots, honestly. You have to like space it out. You're not going to get stabbed or something.
Oh, yeah. And there's so many people that you're going to bump into somebody. That's the one problem I have with carrying this gimbal around, is the fact that I need to move the camera, and especially Anime Expo, that's the biggest one in the US, I believe. There's so many people in
Anime Expo.
It's shoulder to shoulder, and when you're walking and trying to get like a moving shot, you're gonna bump into somebody. It always happens.
Would you say that? What is your favorite cosplay event that you've attended so far? Is there any that you haven't attended that you really look forward to being at one day?
Honestly, I don't know. Like, since I haven't, like, same thing with the Japan one. Like, there's some that I heard are good that I'm gonna go check out just because I want to make cosplay videos, and if they have a lot of cosplayers, then it's gonna be good for me. But as for fun, I like to go with friends because I don't know many of these people personally. I tend to enjoy going to the local ones more. Anime Expo's one, Anime Los Angeles is another, BlizzCon, that's in Anaheim, WonderCon is in Anaheim. The ones in SoCal are the ones that I tend to like because I can bring my friends. If I don't have my friends,
that's right, yeah.
then I kind of feel like, what am I going to do after
more comfortable.
Yeah, what am I going to do after I make this video? I'm going to just go to the hotel room and, I don't know, edit. Then I kind of get tired.
Right.
I'd rather go like drink and hang out with some friends after.
Yeah, that way it's like more of a sociable experience rather than just work, and then it turns into that conveyor belt that you mentioned earlier, and you don't want that because this is like your passion right now.
Right.
And you don't need another conveyor belt in your life.
Correct. Although
I love that analogy.
That's another thing. If you're willing to actually work at night and get these videos posted that same weekend, then they're definitely going to get a lot more hits than posting them the week after.
Oh yeah, that sounds like pretty obvious just because they're relevant at the time, but definitely it takes a lot of work. Because how long would you say it takes you to edit one of your cosplay videos? Just on average.
I mean, it depends on how much work I put into it. It could take, I want to say, anywhere from 8 to 30 hours.
8 to 30?
It depends. Wow. It depends on like how crazy I want to get with the color correction, how crazy I want. Like that's the thing about editing video. It depends on how much of a perfectionist you are, and since I've been doing this for a long time, I don't want to put out something that I'm not proud of. And like even just like searching for music takes forever. Because there's not that much good royalty-free music, and I don't want to get hit with the strike for violating a copyright, and then they take down my video. And then I had to do it all over again and re-edit it to different music. So I'd rather just search for music, which takes hours on its own just to find a good track. And then
yeah, it's definitely true.
Yeah, that's the story of our lives right there.
And then I have to look through hours of cosplay footage. So now I don't even like record any cosplayers unless I'm really impressed by them, because I found myself recording everybody, and then once I was getting to the editing part, I'm like, I'm not going to use half of these. Why did I even record them? Now I just have to watch all this footage that I'm not going to use. But yeah,
right.
That's definitely true.
I guess like
I want to touch on that a little bit more, but I think we should take a small commercial break just to
reset.
Yeah, reset the camera, get the battery refreshed, and then we'll just keep on going into it if that sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. All right, so we were talking a lot about the cosplay scene down in LA, but Adam, I think you had a question regarding...
Yeah, so basically my question was, I noticed that you made a comment saying that one of your videos that got over 1 million views on it was reported and then ended up being marked as 18 plus. So I kind of wanted to talk about that, because all the other channels we've interviewed so far, and our channel too, none of our videos have been marked like 18 plus. I kind of wanted to hear that side of it. Like, what does that do as far as affecting your channel and as far as like the views that you'll get on that video?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a lot of controversy about that. I'm not sure if you heard it. It's called, what do they call it? Adpocalypse. Yeah, that's what they're calling it.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Do you know the story behind that?
Yeah, if you want to explain it just a little bit, so that way our viewers that don't know can understand as well.
Yeah, so apparently advertisers basically strong-armed YouTube and said, we don't want are ads playing on certain kinds of videos, if they're too provocative, if they're too controversial, violent, or anything like that. So the YouTube like went a lot stricter. It's weird because they went a lot stricter on their guidelines. However, their guidelines are still pretty vague.
Very much so.
This is kind of a long story, but so stop me if I'm going too far into detail.
Sure.
So the story with this one is I made my Anime Expo video. I believe it was 2017, and it got over 1 million views. It took a while. It took like the first day I posted it got maybe like 500 views. Then the next day got like another 1,000, and then it started getting like 10,000 views a day, then 30,000 views a day. And then it got up to 100,000 views a day, like a month after I posted it, right? And I was like, yes, I finally got a viral video, which is what I've been going for this whole time, right? And if you get a viral video, then your audience just explodes. I got like 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers in that month, and all of a sudden,
that's wild.
All of a sudden, adpocalypse happened. It happened to me at the worst possible time. That's when YouTube decided to change their guidelines. So they flagged my video as 18 plus. They flagged several of my videos, and
so they like reviewed your whole channel basically. Once they flagged that one, they kind of went through and just flagged a bunch. Huh?
I believe it was a bot because this happened to several people.
Really?
And some of the videos were just like just regular videos. Like I didn't really do anything. And there's like I'm sure you know Casey Neistat. Some of his videos got, or I think it was him. It might have been him or another YouTuber. Some of like a regular.
It wouldn't surprise me at all. Yeah, no.
He was talking with like I think like a president of some country or something. It got like flagged, and he's like, "What the heck?"
I think that was Casey of like Cuba or something. Was it?
I don't remember. I don't remember the president, but a lot of regular videos got just caught in the crossfire, I guess you can say. And
wow,
YouTube,
that's so infuriating that like you're just getting like what YouTube is all about, what YouTube tries to like provide to their creators, and then all of a sudden whenever you're like right at the peak of the high, it just crashes right in front of you. And that would just like that would honestly just like crush my spirit so much as far as like my YouTube career went. How did you come back from that?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be like that girl that went to YouTube. That actually happened to her.
Jesus Christ.
Did you know that she goes on a rant about it? Maybe I don't want to get too political or anything. Like I
looked into it definitely.
Yeah, that's why I was like, man, like that's a tough joke right there.
Yeah, too soon.
That actually happened to her. That actually happened to her. YouTube flagged one of her like ab workout videos as 18 plus, and she thought there was like a YouTube vendetta against her. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so I didn't really. I mean, I cared because actually I had just quit my job. I told you I had that conveyor. I call it a conveyor belt editing.
The PA?
No, this was years after being a PA. I was PA, then I became an editor. This was at the news, entertainment news channel.
Gotcha.
So I had just quit that job, and I was just gonna do straight freelancing, which is what I'm doing now. And then I was getting some income from YouTube, not a large amount, but it was good for somebody that didn't have full-time work. So I was kind of counting on that. And then they decided to just flag that video. So yeah, that was pretty upsetting. But I didn't let it get me down too much because I knew that since I had gotten one video to go viral, I could do it again. So I just tried
so
again.
It kind of inspired you in a way. Yeah, I
haven't
feel
gotten
that.
Another 1 million views video, but I have one that's 500,000 views now.
Halfway there, yeah, so the part 2 to the anime 2017, right? Or 2018?
Yeah, correct. And also I hold on, I keep losing my train of thought. Oh yeah,
no,
I disputed the 18 and over rating, but YouTube never replied. They're so terrible. I was looking for a phone number to call. I went on their feedback section. I went to YouTube, Reddit, and try to get help from other people, and like I could not find a way to communicate with them in order to be like,
wow,
hey, look,
that's upsetting.
Right,
Like, you're basically their employee, and you can't even reach out to like the boss, for example. You know, it's like somebody, like at least a manager, just somebody to provide some context to why those videos were flagged, and you didn't get anything back.
Correct, because I was like, okay, if there was something that was too provocative, because sometimes these these cosplayers do dress a little on the provocative side, but I was like, okay, there's no nudity. If there's one costume that they really don't want, then I'm okay with cutting that out, editing it out, and then re-uploading the video. But they never got back to me, so in the end, I just re-uploaded the exact same video. And I got a strike again, but this time when before it didn't give me the option to dispute it. It just said, no, 18 and over, you're done. This time I had the option for a manual review, and I did it, and it passed. So actually that video's on my channel twice. One is flagged as 18 plus, which I just I hid it, I marked it unlisted so that I don't lose the views.
Gotcha.
And then it's on again. I don't know if you saw, it's one of my recent videos. People are probably, why is he uploading his Anime 2017 video again? But I uploaded
Oh yeah, I was wondering
again,
about that.
Okay, that's
so that I can get the views without it having that 18 plus rating.
Yeah, that's smart. You had to just kind of play their game, and you it just created extra steps for you in the long run, which is pretty much pointless, but at least you got it figured out, because that was a good video. I remember watching it, yeah.
And the fact it got 100,000 views, I mean, after the fact, like,
Speaks for itself.
Yeah, it's still growing. And that's only 3-4 weeks ago, so I mean, like, you'll get back up there.
Wow, 3-4 weeks.
You'll show YouTube.
Yeah,
right, I'm not too upset about it or anything anyway. I don't have that type of personality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just upsetting there's no way to get in contact. I mean, basically that's all you're asking for is just someone to explain to you, like, oh, why it was flagged or why it was restricted to 18 plus, and you just want someone to talk to. So the fact that there was no one, as Ryan said, is kind of annoying, but it's good that you're not that you didn't let that stop you. Yeah. You kind of just kept moving forward, and you re-uploaded it like you needed to, and now it's growing in views again.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so I kind of want to channel away from the cosplay questions for a little bit. I just want to kind of point out some of the videos that I found interesting on your channel. So, what motivated the screaming at UCLA? Like, that was pretty hilarious, and I know you have like a couple of different videos portraying that. But what motivated that type of video?
I had seen some videos, and they had gotten a lot of views, and they looked fun. And I watched Dragon Ball Z, so I don't know if you guys know that's a Japanese
can you walk
anime.
us through it? I was really curious, because I think I know what you were trying to go for, but first of all, that wasn't your event, right? That was just some event that you ended up filming?
Right. I've seen, on Facebook, there's always random events that pop up. Oh, your friend's interested in such and such event, your friend's going to attend such and such event. And something popped up where it's like, screaming like Goku at UCLA. If you don't know who Goku is, it's the character from Dragon Ball Z in anime. And he does this like powering up. It's really like cringeworthy and embarrassing to do. But I was like, you know what, YOLO, I'm going to do it. It's going to be fun. I was like, I just hope I'm not the only one there. But even if I was the only one there, I'm the type of person that I'd do it anyway, even if I was the only one there. And it just so happens that, I was going to be in UCLA that day anyway. So
okay, so it just worked out. I respect that, though. Like, just like you're not afraid to get out of your comfort zone, and that takes a lot of respect, because not a lot of people can just go to...
I was going to say, if someone has problems with, like, speaking in front of a group or, just being more extroverted, like, that's the way to go. Like, if you go out in public and just start screaming, like, you're going to gain some confidence. The looks that the people in the video are getting, and then the looks that you're going to get just doing anything like that.
Yeah.
That's going to build confidence
either you're going to get confidence or you're going to become more secluded. So it's
that's a good point.
It's two extremes, really.
How did you feel after? Did you feel more confident, or like you're like, I'm never doing this again?
Did you feel like Goku?
I felt a little bit more powerful. Like I gained some power level. You know, I was over 9,000, I believe.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, Ryan doesn't get that reference, but I know what you're talking about. I'm a little more in the anime scene than Ryan's. That's not even saying that much. I mean, he's at 0, I'm at 1, so.
That's real.
Yeah, I was just curious about that video because I was showing it to Ryan and I was like, man, that just looks. I mean, no offense. I mean, you can say it too. I'm sure you're honest about it. It was pretty cringy, right? Like.
Right. It was, especially because there was a group of people that were like, "Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it?" No, I don't want to do it. You do it first.
Yeah,
that's
what happens. Like, it's always that awkward stage. Like, okay, who's starting this thing? Like,
trying to get everybody on the bandwagon.
Were those girls? This was a while ago, so I don't know if you remember. I couldn't tell if those girls behind you that were covering their ears were they with everybody because they seemed like so confused.
Right.
They just kind of started covering their ears.
This was at the very beginning of the semester, so I believe there was like. People that had just gotten there for the first time, and then there was like some like high school students getting tours and stuff, walking around. So I'm sure they did not expect it. They didn't know what was going on. They were just there like taking a picture with the UCLA bear. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah,
that's so funny. I thought it was cool how like the first one at UCLA didn't go quite as like planned. It seemed like. But the other event where people actually dressed up like Goku, like that one seemed like
that was a different school, yeah.
Oh, it was a different school?
Yeah. We saw a different one. I was showing it to Ryan because I was like, here, I think that's what they were going for.
Oh,
it was a different school. I think it was Washington State. They did the same thing, but people were dressed up. They were really into it. Like it didn't seem like it was just planned out like the day of.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was a fluke, but whatever. I was like, I'm going to upload it.
It was
anyway.
funny, though. Yeah, that's the kind of video that could go viral if you title it, like, worst attempt ever at Goku Scream.
Yeah.
I'm nothing against it, but you know what I mean, yeah.
No, I know. Like, sometimes cringy videos are fun to watch.
Oh, yeah. They get you going. They're like, oh, man, like, that's just so cringy.
Mm-hmm. But it's like you can't turn away.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, you want to see more of it.
Exactly. All right, moving past that. Something that I was really interested in was your experience with the Panda Express burrito. Like, I did not know that was a thing. I'd never seen that at any Panda Express other than the one. It was like in the northeast part of the country, right?
Sorry, the one that I went to, that Panda Express burrito?
Yeah, is it exclusive? Is the burrito exclusive to like that Panda Express, or is it just some restaurants?
I believe it's a special Panda Express restaurant near the Pasadena area. I forget exactly where it is, but it's towards the east of LA County.
It's in California?
Yeah, it's in California. It's Southern California. And it was probably an hour drive to get to there, maybe less from where I live. And yeah, all they do is release, I guess, like beta recipes, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but it wasn't anything special. It's just, I was like, okay, I never heard of this Panda Express orange chicken burrito, so I went there and I tried it. It was all right.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's something similar with me. Like, I know exactly what you're talking about. They try to test stuff out at like certain restaurants to see if it's good enough to go like mainstream. Subway for a while. I haven't been to Subway in a long time. Like, there's a whole backstory with that. But they had the location by our house had a pizza. They were doing pizzas at Subway, and I don't think that ever took off.
No, I remember that. Yeah, it was short lived.
Yeah, I think they just kind of gave up on it. But I was like, why does Subway have pizza for? And like, they were not good. I did not like it. I don't. So it's funny how you mentioned the burrito was just okay. You know.
I will take your recommendation though. Like the beef and broccoli combo might be better, just because like you got the orange chicken and you said it was like kind of dry. So
yeah, it was super dry, but I don't believe I got any sauce on it, so that might also have been a reason.
Oh yeah, you got to get the sauce, man.
Yeah.
No, that was funny though. Yeah. How did you find out about that? I'm just curious.
I think it was just like on a Facebook article. I'm on Facebook way too much. I actually just installed an app to limit my Facebook time because I tend to get lost in it, and I'm not productive when I'm on Facebook. So I limit myself to about 30 minutes a day now. And yeah, it was just a random article that popped up on my newsfeed, like, oh, Panda Express has a orange chicken burrito now. And I was like, oh, that's actually in Southern California. I should make a video about that. It was
That's awesome. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we'll move forward. I just wanted to get some context on that. So it's pretty obvious that you travel around a lot. Has that been something that you've been doing like all your life, or is that just now that you've been more in filming videos? How did you really get into traveling is my question.
I was always interested in going to Japan because like I started with some animes that I watched, and then in college I met some Japanese friends, and they were super cool, and they were just so different. And I was like, and they were really, really kind. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll go visit you one day. So I was freelancing for a long time before I got my full-time job. And when I was freelancing, they didn't really give me like vacation time. It was either you work and make money, or you don't work and you don't make money. So once I got
Makes
my
sense.
full-time job, I was already pretty late. I was pretty old. I was like in my mid-20s, I believe, when I got my full-time job that actually gave me vacation time. So my first vacation time, as soon as I racked up enough days, I was like, I'm going to Japan. And once I went to Japan, like it blew my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, the world is so different. Like that was my true experience in a country where I didn't really speak the language. So
What year was this?
This was 2014, I believe.
Oh, okay. Wow. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. Have you just traveled to Asia primarily, or was it just...
I mean, I would say I don't even travel that much. I have friends that travel much more. I feel like flights nowadays are so cheap. If you go on, and I'm not trying to sound like an advertisement or anything, so I won't even say. If you guys want the website, I'll tell you. But if there's certain websites that post like the best airfare deals,
like Expedia, or is that what you're going with?
No, it's a different one. Like they'll find like Expedia dates or something that are really cheap.
Really?
And they'll gather them all. It's almost like a blog that just searches different sites, and they gather the cheapest dates. And so you can get a round trip flight to Japan for $450 if you know when to go. So when I was a kid, that was unheard of. But now I feel like flights are getting so cheap that you'd be crazy not to travel the world. Like, there hasn't been a time in history.
Thought that's not possible today, but yeah, definitely send us that link. You got the email, so yeah, definitely send it over. We'll keep it secret.
Yeah, if it gets too mainstream, the flights won't be cheap anymore.
Exactly. So we're getting really far into this, and we've been trying to keep it around 45 minutes. We're just gonna cut now to the rapid fire segment that I was talking about initially. So you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Yeah, so just try and answer as simply as possible, and we're just going to jump right into the next thing, all right?
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so starting off with, what was your favorite anime series?
Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, so what anime character would you be most excited to meet in real life if you could do that?
I would either say Vegeta or... Actually, gosh, and I feel so bad. I must not be excited, but the guy from Samurai Champloo, not the official samurai, but the wilder one. I forgot his name. Yeah, never mind.
We'll insert a picture of him here.
Yeah, if we can find it,
yeah. Only if we can find it. Off of that vague description, we'll see if we can find it. If there's no picture, then we never found it. All right, moving on. I know you were talking about Japan, and you really have a love with the culture, but if you only had to pick one thing as your favorite thing about the entire culture as a whole, what would that one favorite thing be about Japan?
I would say... one thing about the culture. That's a tough one. Just how nice everybody is.
Yeah,
they're really honest.
I would imagine.
Yeah. They're really helpful.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, I thought, I don't know why, but my mind just like went straight to food. I was thinking like sushi, like that'd be so bomb. Like that'd be the first thing I'd be on if I ever went to Japan. Super mainstream, I know, but...
No, the food's good. I eat Japanese food, like, all the time. But the people is what really sold me on going to Japan.
Awesome. So here's the last question, and then we're going to close out. So what was the most unique aspect of your time while in South Korea?
I would say just probably eating the, not live squid, because it's actually dead, but the squid that, or is it octopus? I forget. It's
Octopus,
I
yeah,
can't
maybe,
tell
I
the
don't know.
difference. I guess it was octopus that moves around while you chew it. That was really freaky.
I've seen that, like on the Food Channel. Yeah, I've seen that before. Ugh.
Yeah, and just the fact that they kill it in front of you, I felt guilty after that. I'm like
It's
I'm a
dead
big
though.
carnivore.
It's like just muscle spasms, right? That's like where the movement comes from.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought
yeah,
so.
it was just sad. I saw them like hook a fish. There was a fish they killed in front of me too, and they just like smashed it on the ground, and you could see it still trying to like.
And we're back. We had some minor technical difficulties, but we're just about to close out right now. We really want to thank you, Armando, for coming on Boast-Cast and telling us about who you are and the background to where got you to where you are currently. Also, we want to thank the people watching, and we hope you enjoyed it because we had a blast talking with you, Armando.
Yeah, is there anything else, Armando, you want to say? Final words, you know how it goes?
Just subscribe to the LA Explorer. That's all.
There we go. We'll put a link in the description. Everybody's going to check it
Definitely.
out.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, Ryan.
All right. So that has been it for episode 5 of Boast-Cast. Tune in next week because we got plenty more to come. And one more time, thank you, Armando. Hope to see you around.
Okay, thank you guys.
Signing off.
Thank you.